Welcome back to 4th and Troll Fantasy. On to week 7, people. But first, we got to talk about week 6. Got to break down some week 6 performances with you here on 4th and Troll Fantasy. Most entertaining fantasy show on the planet. My name is Noah Selby.
And I'm Wes Selby.
Here we go. Let's get ready for week 7, Wes, by talking about 15, 16, 17, however many performances we're going to talk about here today, however many we can get through for you in this video. Let's have a good time. Let's jump into it, starting out with the quarterbacks. Whose performance was a fluke and whose was for real, Wes? Let's figure it out. Let's talk about it, as Drake London has just scored a touchdown.
Beautiful.
We're recording this during Monday Night Football. I'll love to see it. All right, quarterbacks, Wes. Jacoby Brissett, 24.7 fantasy points, 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. Love to see it. Remember when he had like a little bit of a run with the Colts for a little while?
Yeah.
What a guy.
Nice.
That was good for him. Good to see it. Fluke.
Very nice. Fluke.
Yeah.
Easy.
It was really funny. Someone tweeted out it had been like over 1,000 days since Kyler Murray had a 300+ yard passing game with 2 or more touchdowns or something like that.
Wow.
And it was like, oh, okay. But don't be fooled. I don't think this is another Josh Dobbs scenario. I think this was just a one-off, flash in the pan.
Yep.
All right. Trevor Lawrence, T-Law. Been kind of good. Ran for 2 touchdowns against the Chiefs, so that helped him.
Right.
I feel he falls into the streaming quarterback category. I'm not like pivoting my season or my team to him. But, you know, if I needed a 20-point game, I wouldn't be like, oh man, I really hope I get this. Like, I feel like I would be okay, sure. I can roll with that.
Yeah, I agree. Last year that was not the case. Last year it was like, man, I hope he gets 10 points.
Yeah.
But right now, this is a streaming quarterback who's got the upside to get 25, even 30 points on occasion if he happens to rush more than 3 times for 9 yards. Like, you know, if you get more of those Kansas City Chiefs type games than Seattle Seahawks games. But yeah, he's in that category with we talked about Tua for quite some time, and then Tua.
Yeah, and then Tua did what he did. Yeah, so
but I'm not starting
ever.
Yeah, I'm not starting Trevor Lawrence over most starting quarterbacks right now. So
that's fair.
He's there.
Yeah, good call. What about this guy? Would you start him over this guy? It's Justin Fields. 4.9 fantasy points, baby.
Read the whole stat line.
Oh, sure. 9 completions on 17 attempts for 45 passing yards. But hey, 7 carries. Rushing upside, baby. That's what makes these guys elite. That's what makes these guys hacks in fantasy football.
That's the first
31
2 quarters?
rushing yards. God, no. That was all I was alive to see. So,
yes, okay.
That was all it was. Fair. God, you're making us wake up early to watch these garbage fests of games.
Yeah, actually, that note, then don't start Trevor Lawrence next week. That's a bad idea.
Because it's going to be a bad game. Bad game. Okay. This is for real on this outlook, this performance. Stay tuned for studs and duds. You'll hear a little more then. But let's jump into the running backs, Wes.
Yeah. I mean, Tyrod Taylor might be under center in a week or 2. I don't know if that's true, but it won't make much of a difference. But
yeah.
I mean, well, actually, Tyrod did almost come back and beat the Bucks. So I would rather. Justin Fields is terrible. He's terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For Jets
5 years
fans,
in,
but
I think the experiment might be pretty close to over. All right, running backs. Joe. Let's jump all the way back to Thursday night, Wes. Cam Skattebo, 31 fantasy points. What a manimal. This guy's awesome. And
I love that.
I think he already has CTE and they just haven't. He's learned to like move past it. Like he's learned how to put on a different facade so that he doesn't ever get clocked for it. But I'm like, this guy is Antonio Brown out to the max. Like this is crazy.
I heard a myth once about a woodpecker. Woodpeckers apparently they wrap. I don't know if this is true. Fact check me. But like apparently they wrap their tongue around their skull before they go. into trees. That's what Cam Skattebo must do. He's got some kind of insulin in
Yeah,
his
he's got
head
a
because
guardian tongue.
videos has resurfaced of him at Arizona State just bashing his head into the
Yeah,
wall before a
yeah,
game. It's like, all right, but that's the kind of player that you want to be your starting running back.
yeah. This is
Very Larry
cool.
Zonka-esque because this is absolutely for real, and I can't find a reason to take him out of my lineup in fantasy. Forget the 3
Yeah,
touchdowns. Just about 20 carries is phenomenal. I'm
yeah.
all in. I'm all
The
in.
opportunities are there for sure. So I love it. Kimani Vidal talked about it in the waiver wire video. Wes, this feels for real, and someone needs to run the ball for the Chargers. So I'm in.
I'm in too, especially with the PPR upside too. It's not a lot, but on top of 18 carries, he's going to get 4 targets, which is especially good when you don't have Quentin Johnston in. He might miss more time. We're not so sure about that, but it feels like that Vidal is stepping up to be the guy, especially, I mean, again, we're recording this on Monday night. A lot of conversation about the Chargers trying to make a move and an acquisition to get a starting running back. Maybe they won't after that kind of performance against the Dolphins. Now, we all knew the Dolphins were going to let up a lot of points to running backs, and they certainly will for Quinshon Judkins. Get ready for a 40-point week
Insane.
from our crush. I can't wait for Judkins to destroy the Dolphins. But I mean, I think Vidal, if he is still the starter after week 8, then Vidal could probably just stay in your lineup. I mean, we'll see how Joe Alt can heal and the rest of the offensive line, but I'm in. I like this guy a lot.
Let's jump on the Bam Knight. Zonovan Bam Knight. 12.4 fantasy points as the starter, evidently. What do we do with this? Could he do this again until Trey Benson's back, or is this just a backfield to avoid at this point?
I'm starting to lean closer to the Fluke side just because it shifted so quickly from Michael Carter to Bam Knight. Just like after Carter had a good week. And so I'm not sure
Yeah,
what to
we
make
got
of
the
this.
report Sunday morning that it was like Bam Knight's going to be the starter for the Cardinals today, and I thought for certain that the Chargers were calling the Cardinals about Michael Carter to trade for him, and I was like, surely this has got to be the case, because why would they move away from him? Who knows if that pans out? But I mean, this is more fluky, I think, for Bam Knight.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I'm just staying away from that backfield for now.
Yeah, me too. Uh, Rico Dowdle, what a
Oh
man!
my Lanta.
I'm so revenge game was awesome. 33.9
Yeah.
fantasy points, RB1 on the week. Obviously, we've recorded this before Monday Night Football, as we've said, but um, I wanted to say Fluke last week when it was 200 plus yard game, and I was like, for real, but not this for real. Well, maybe this for real. Maybe just who has more rushing yards on the season, Wes? Rico Dowdle or Saquon Barkley?
I think it already is Rico Dowdle.
It
Like
is.
I'm actually,
It's
I
already Rico
think it
Dowdle.
is.
Yeah,
I think
it
Dowdle
is.
will
Yeah.
have more. Yeah. Here's the thing.
No, it already is. That's what I'm saying. As of to this point right now, Dowdle has started 2 games and he has more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley.
And is the RB11 in fantasy full PPR
Yeah.
on this season as well. Like he's already borderline top 10. Here's the other thing too, is that when Dave Canales was asked after that game, who's the starter? Chuba Hubbard or Rico Dowdle? He goes, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Sign me up. Sign me up for Dowdle, dude.
Yeah, love it. Jump into wide receivers here with me, Wes. We made it. Maybe some guys showed up to play fantasy football. Actually, they showed up to play football. We're just playing fantasy football. But Brian Thomas Jr., good to see it. 2 weeks in a row of solid production. That's what I said I needed 2 weeks ago. I said he's going to be out of my lineup until I see 2 solid weeks of production. Obviously, he wasn't a 20-plus game 2 weeks ago, but 23 fantasy points in this game, 10 targets, 8 catches for 90 yards and a touchdown. Almost had a second massive touchdown as well if Travis Hunter wasn't offsides, I think was the call. I'll put him back in my lineup, but I'm still nervous because Shane Waldron is still the passing game coordinator for this team, and it still worries me. But he has made his way back into my lineup if I have him.
Yes, part of what worries me as well is that the Jaguars defense is as good as it has been. And when they are in more control of the game. I have not seen Brian Thomas Jr. get this many targets because they aren't throwing it as much because that
Right.
defense is so damn good. So when the defense isn't stepping up, or the defense just can't contain Jackson Smith and Jigba because it feels like nobody can, this is the kind of result. And I just am worried that this is going to happen more often, or that the opposite is going to happen more than this kind of performance. But it's like he's the kind of player we've talked about in the past with like AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, where it's like, well, I mean, I drafted them pretty high. I kind of don't have a better option. And with all the
Right.
injuries, yeah, I'm going to go with Brian Thomas till death do us part. And there'll certainly be death. That's for sure. But I'm
Not
happy
do
that
us
this,
part.
yeah, not the do us. That's not going to happen. But I'm happy to see this.
Very much the opposite. Jamar Chase, 25.1 fantasy points. We have life, people.
Sure
Joe
do.
Flacco, the savior of Jamar Chase's fantasy value. I can't promise you it's going to be 25 points every week, but I'm fine to say you're going to be more relieved than you were the last 3 weeks for the rest of the year. Like this is
100%.
I think he's got like a double-digit floor with Joe Flacco. Just the decisiveness that Flacco makes. I think he's a guy you were wondering if you should still start Jamar Chase. You don't need to wonder that anymore. You should.
And Flacco is throwing it up for Jamar Chase to win jump balls. And that's what we want.
Which is what he does. He is good at that,
Yes.
by the way. If Jake Browning is listening, you can toss it his way. He's good.
Jake, we know you're a big fan of fourth and troll, so we'll tell you personally. You can just throw it up to Jamar Chase. He'll come down with it.
He's
most
pretty
times.
Good. Yeah.
And that's what that touchdown is from Chase, is that Flacco is
Good Lord.
Chase can do this, and it was double coverage, and it was awesome. And that's the guy that people drafted number one.
He caught it like with his peck. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
it was insane.
He was just like
it was insane.
He just kind of like threw it that way. Yeah, it was awesome. What about his teammate T Higgins, Wes? Because you love 8 targets, 11.2 fantasy points, 5 for 62. As Flacco learns the playbook more, I feel like the route tree will open up for T Higgins more in the offense that Joe Flacco's running. So I think you'll get about 10 to 12 points out of T Higgins more often than not the rest of the year. And you'll be a little more excited when you get a touchdown with it.
I agree completely. I think this even extends to, I know we're talking about wide receivers, but there's even a little bit more hope for Chase Brown as well.
Absolutely.
Like you're starting to see something positive in this Bengals offense. I know they didn't win, but I think, Zach Taylor's got to look at that and be like, okay, we definitely have an upgrade.
Yeah, for
Still
sure.
lost, but this is good for this offense.
Yeah. He got traded for. He's an old man, and they were like, "You're in," and that was it. So, a couple of Patriots wide receivers here, Wes. We talked about it on the waiver wire video, but Kayshon Boutte, 26.3 fantasy points, awesome stuff, and then Demario Douglas, 16.1 fantasy points. Of the two, are they both for real? Are they both fluke? What do we do?
I like Kayshon Boutte, as I've already mentioned in the waiver wire segment. That I like his odds more to be a flex option over Demario Douglas. I'm gonna call fluke for Douglas until he does it again, because Stephon Diggs is still doing just fine. So there's also, I would rather start Hunter Henry than Demario Douglas in my flex option.
I think I would too.
That team looks like. So I'm gonna go with Boutte as for real. Gonna have some more down games as well, but you just take a shot in the dark. He's kind of like your Jameson Williams for the Patriots, where it's like,
sure,
I get a bunch of points or get 4 points.
But I like
what he's got.
Cool. I think I kind of look at the Patriots receiving room, the Patriots offense, honestly, as I know people, even Stephon Diggs said this, but you look at Josh Allen running out there and playing how he does. Well, we got Drake May. But I think there's a chance the receivers for New England, the receiving options for New England, I think there's a chance it's pretty similar to Buffalo, where it's kind of like, I don't know if you love any one of them, but there are a few guys that you feel better flexing if you need to. So
yeah, I agree.
There you go. I think that's kind of where we're at with New England. Last guy here, Lad McConkey, 23 fantasy points, 7 for 100 and a touchdown. Notably, no Quentin Johnston in this game, Wes.
Say that again.
Notably, no Quentin Johnston in this game. But Keenan's been a little disappointing the past few weeks. When Huge comes back, is it possible Ladd gets more work than Keenan based off of what he's done the past few weeks?
I have the hope. I have the hope, and I'm. It might come back to bite me, but I don't think it will. I'm gonna say for real. I mean, with
I
what
think it
he
is
did
too. He's
last
too
year,
good.
he is too good. He is also, I think, just too young. He's too young for that. For Jim Hart, I'll be like, now we're gonna sit with Keenan Allen, who I've never coached before, and there's
Yeah.
just a great chemistry that started out the season. But I think we need to see a little bit more next week if Quentin Johnston is healthy. Just let's take a look at these two together and figure out what this looks like. Is this an Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, or is this like two starting players week after week where you've got some Chargers wide receivers that if you have one of them, you're in a good spot. The team that has Quentin Johnson's in a better spot because they had less ADP value from that, so their team is better overall, but I think they're both going to produce 15 points a week on average. So I think things are starting to look in the right direction, especially, I will say, like 40, 50 yards of that came on that last catch to set
The
up the
last play,
game-winning
yeah.
field goal. But that's the thing. However,
But
the
he makes those
context for that
plays,
is
yeah.
it's the clutch play to win the game. So
Yeah.
don't mistake the yardage and that kind of as a distraction for any reason to call us a fluke. I'm gonna go in and say for real.
I believe it as well. Tight ends here, a couple guys to talk about. Harold Fannin, 15.1 fantasy points. What I need your help here. Is this for real or what's going on?
The quarterback room for the Browns is very easy to understand. I think it's the most clear quarterback room in the NFL.
So clear.
It makes so much sense what's going on. Dude, like, why wouldn't it be for real? And why wouldn't it be a fluke? With how absolutely fucking shitty this tight end wheelhouse is in the NFL for fantasy? Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Wait till the studs and duds videos for what I'm going to say about my tight ends, because might as well call this a for real. And then he has a bad week. It's like, yeah, obviously. And then it's a great week. It's like, yeah, obviously. 10 targets is great, but he's doing a lot better than David Njoku. I'll give him that. Like, that is kind of set. So, yeah, for real. 81 yards is great. 10 targets is awesome. The statistics, it's all there.
You know how many have you seen how many passes Dylan Gabriel threw in that game?
No, I didn't check.
Oh my pants. Did you just see that notification as we're watching this
I watched
football game?
I'm watching I'm watching Bijan eat.
Oh my goodness. Well, my mom officially beat me in fantasy football this week, so that's good. Anyways, okay.
Draft.
Juwan Johnson, 1.5 fantasy points.
Fuck you, Juwan.
I think it's Joe over. I don't think it. I don't think it's Juwan. I think it's Jowoff. I think it's his. I think it's. Yeah, I think this is over. I think it was really fun to start the year, but this sucks. And he's not even getting targeted like he was anymore. You know whose fault it is? Fuck you, Taysom Hill. That's whose fault it is.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, Taysom Hill. You've always been a nuisance in 4th and Troll. You've always peeved us, dude. Now you're ruining the stats about Juwan Johnson with all the targets he had in the first 2 weeks and what that looks like for tight ends. Frick you, dude. Here's the worst thing, okay? Here's the worst thing for me, all right? So I'm sitting here at 4-1 in one league, all right? And I've got Juwan Johnson and Mason Taylor. And I was like, you know what? I'm not feeling good about Juwan Johnson. I'm going to go with Mason Taylor. So I start Mason Taylor, and he gets me in this half PPR league 0.7 points. Fuck. Turns out I started the better tight end. I can't believe it. It's so annoying. I guess for real.
It's Joe over. Yeah, all right.
It's Joe over. You know what we need to do? We need to make him our dud so that he
So
does
that he's
great.
incredible,
Because
yeah.
we keep jinxing that.
Right. We'll see how this goes. All right, let's get into it. 20 God, not even waiver wire. That was the last video. Gosh,
There's a lot.
I'm so sorry, guys. That's it. Week 6 in the books. Let's move on to week 7. Do with this information what you will. Like, subscribe, join the Discord. Let us know in the comments who you think was fluke, who you think was for real from this past week, and we'll talk about it. We will see you next time. My name is Noah Selby.
And I'm Wes Selby.
And this has been 4th and Troll Fantasy.